Hi everybody and welcome back to the Crafty Maven. Here's the inspiration piece for the layout I'm going to do. And here is the layout that I'm going to be scrap lifting by Victoria Marie. So I'm going to get started. So these photos here are two different sizes. Two of them are 4x4 and the smallest one that I'm cutting up right now is a 3x4. So what I'm going to be doing with these photos is making a what you would call, or how Victoria Marie would describe it, as a loose grid. I like grids. Grids are very fast for me, and that's something that I just enjoy doing is grid layouts. But I can't do all my layouts that way. So now I'm getting these photos arranged here for the loose grid layout. And I'm going to be using quite a bit of different varieties here of elements and embellishments. Some of them are going to be from my kit, my Scraptastic kit, and that is the Drops of Jupiter. And then some of them are going to be from my Freckled Fawn kit as well, and my stash. So the inspiration piece looks like a grid itself. I am going to be using some of the colors. As you can see, that adventure sign has some of the colors in there from the inspiration piece, but I'm mainly going with the inspiration piece as a grid format here, but more of a loose grid. So the thickers that I'm going to be using are called Fun and Games, and they're from American Crafts. And I picked these because of the brightness of the color in the red. And that color is in the inspiration piece as well. And then what I'm using down here is the tile stickers from the October Afternoons Daily Flash to give it some contrast and use one of the other colors in the inspiration piece. So as I'm getting together all the rest of my elements here, I'm going to explain to you where some of these came from. And we have the flare badge there off to the right, and that is from my Scraptastic kit. And we have the heart there at the top by the first photo I just stuck down, and that is from my Freckled Fawn kit as well. The speech bubble that I just put down is from the Freckled Fawn kit too. Forgot to mention that. And the Shine Your Light that I just put down is from the Chenille Ephemera pack by American Crafts. Now I'm fooling around here with that adventure sign. It does get put down. You'll see that in a second. And then that strip I just put down, that came from my stash. So we got a lot of things going on here with this loose grid. And there I go put down the adventure chipboard, and it ends up being crooked. So then I fight with it to get it off. And I finally get it off, and I put it on straight. But then I ended up having to use some of my quick dry glue because some of the backing from the chipboard came off on the paper. So it all worked out really good. So now I'm going to be putting down these thickers here, and those are called Fun and Games, and they're foam thicker. And I got them at the Tuesday morning for like $1.99, guys. That was a good deal. And the middle, so the title is going to be saying Finger Lickin' Good. And no, I did not forget the G, just that licking just sounded better. I think I got that from, I'm not sure, I think a KFC commercial long time ago. So I'm not sure, but I thought licking sounded better. So now I've got the title down. I'm going to be putting down some of these foam arrows, and I'm sorry, these puffy arrows from my Freckled Fawn kit. And then I bend the arrow a little bit to give it a little playful look. And I'm adding on these little bits and pieces, and that little tag that you just see me put up the top, that is also from the Chenille Ephemera pack. And now I'm adding some of my very, very thin washi. I don't want the washi to take over the layout, so that's why I decided to use the real thin one. And that is from my stash. And I'm just putting it on loosely in certain areas, because usually with a grid you'll put it all the way across, or in other words, horizontal or vertical, depending on which way your grid's going to go. And I decided to go ahead and just put just little pieces of it down. I do end up eventually putting that washi along the edges of my layout too, to give that some interest, because it was looking a little lost there and like it was too floating. And so I decided to go ahead and ground it with some washi on both sides of the layout there. And that flare badge that you just saw me put down, that came from my Scraptastic kit. Now I do put this down, but I eventually take it off because I don't like the way it looks. It just kind of looks like it's just hanging there. And so I end up using some paper there. And the paper that I use is a piece of that first paper that I cut off there to the left. I just use a strip of that and I cut that into an arrow here. You're going to see me do that in a minute because I'm like, that is bugging me. So I just pull it off. And so that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to use that paper right there. So I cut that piece in half and then I make it into an arrow. And it was helpful because there's lines on there, so the arrow came out pretty straight. Otherwise, it would not have came out straight because that's just not, I never seem to get those cut straight. So now I am adding my lines for the journaling here. And I'm only going to put a few lines. I'm not going to journal too much. And I just talk about how much my granddaughter liked the way her fingers taste with the sauce on it better than she liked her fries, which I thought was pretty hilarious. And she was just going at it too. But that's how kids are. So I'm almost done here with the layout. I'm going to be using some of the Heidi Swap Shine here in the color pink. And I started sprinkling it down, and then I forgot that I was supposed to shake it up again, and I end up adding a little bit more where you see me doing that so I can put the shimmer down on the layout. And I'm fanning it. Alrighty guys, I want to thank you for watching, and be sure to tune into more videos here on the Crafty Maven and take a look at the Crafty Maven blog as well. And don't forget to check out Megan Palos Blathen. So hopefully I pronounced that right. Her and I are going to be scrap lifting the same layout. So take care, guys, and we want to thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.